Hello again and welcome back. Today I'm with Khun Naphalai, founding president of the Thai Spa Association and pioneer of destination spas in Thailand. We're at Vimet Hospital and you are watching Health Matters Asia. Khun Naphalai, as a pioneer of destination spas in Thailand, what trends have you seen in Thailand since you first introduced the concept?
What trends have I seen? I think I'd like to go back to the very beginning, because if you look at, day one, meaning when Chiva Som first opened, because Chiva Som really was the first destination spa, not only in Thailand, but in all of Asia. Since that day, which was like 30 years ago, up till now, there's been so much, change in the spa industry. When we registered the company in 1991, and then Chiva Som was opened in 1994. At that time, Chiva Som was the only destination spa. But around that time, there were already some pampering spas, the Oriental, Banyan Tree. Some of these had just opened. So the spa concept was just beginning, but people really didn't understand what it was.
And they weren't residential, were they? I think you were the first residential spa.
Well, as you said, destination spa. Just the term destination spa, determines that this is a spa with residential facilities where you go for certain health benefits. It's not a spa that you go to because it's an amenity in a hotel, where you go just for the pampering and relaxation. So just that alone, defines, the term. So at that time, hotels did not even have spas. The Oriental was very much ahead of its time, and the Banyan Tree as well, to put that in. But there were, it was not an amenity that you would find in hotels. So from that day to today, where, come on, is there a hotel that doesn't have a spa, especially a resort? Yes. Every resort has to have a spa. But again, most of these spas are still more pampering spas, relaxation kind of spas, catering for those who just want to have a nice holiday with a bit of the pampering, part, to go along with it. But as far as destination spas are concerned, it's very strange when we think that it's almost 30 years ago that Chiva Som was opened, and actually in Thailand, there's only actually two real destination spas. There's Chiva Som, and then there's Kamalaya in Samui. But what has happened is that 30 years ago, there were these small little facilities offering massage. But of course, this was just Thai massage, and then a lot of them, of course, was known for, the hanky panky, bits of massage. But today, it's actually become a business, especially for SMEs. In fact, there was a survey that was done by the SME Promotion Office, or the results for 2020, where it showed that there are altogether now about 150,000 spas in the whole of Thailand. That is an enormous amount, contributing 35 billion baht to the economy. So it's not a small thing at all. It's really something that's quite big now, But coming back to, when we started Chiva Som, at that time, of course, there was no government help, there was no state help. They didn't even know what it was all about, and we actually had to go it alone. We had to convince, the world that you could actually get good, massages for your health, nothing to do with hanky-panky, But anyway, so after Chiva Som opened, after a while, the government started to see, that this was really going to be something, that can help, promote. They got into the whole thing, and under the Ministry of Public Health, it was, I think, yes, that's right. They then came up with definitions, for what a spa is. It was divided into 3 different categories: spas for health, massage for health, and massage for beauty, I think it is.
Is that what drove you to you were founder of the Thai Spa Association? So is that what led you to launch the association?
Yes, by that time, the spa industry had grown quite a lot. Okay. In addition to that, there's this International Spa Association called iSpa, all right, based in somewhere in the States. They opened a chapter in Singapore, right? So I was representing Thailand, at that chapter, and because of all this, in fact, this happened before we set up the Thai Spa industry. I'm sorry, the Thai Spa Association. Okay, so we felt that there was a need for a group to get together to talk to the government agencies, to get people to really understand what it was all about. And actually, with the Ministry of Public Health, we actually set standards for therapists. This never happened before, and that actually, I think even up to today, that doesn't exist in many countries. And the Thai Spa Association, I think, if I'm not mistaken, has had to help, I think, with the Malaysian Spa Association to set some of the the criteria and things like that, which is what we had come up with. So yeah, I mean, when you look back at all that, it's come a long way now, from the early start when there was hardly anything.
When you launched Chiva Som, I was working in the traditional mainstream industry, and we all had doubt. We thought, my gosh, this business concept and model will never succeed. But it's amazing the success story that you had. What were the biggest challenges that you've seen, not just for Chiva Som, but for the Thai spa industry over the past 30 years? Have there been challenges that you've been faced with?
I mean, definitely, especially during the early days, there were loads and loads of challenges because it was a very new product. People didn't understand, what a spa is, what it's all about. You mentioned just now, that you have been contacted to, become involved with, Chiva Som, but then you say, why would I want to go to a place where you can't eat, you can't drink, you can't everything else? But that is the extreme part of a destination spa. And in fact, looking back, before Chiva Som and the luxury spas, of this type came along, that was actually how spas were before, especially in some of the European countries. They were very clinical, very Puritan, very careful about what you ate and everything else. So I think what destination spas like Chiva Som, which came along later, tried to do was to show that it can be experienced, it's enjoyable, and at the same time good for you. So it's not true, that you couldn't drink. I mean, the wine is supposed to be good for you, right? So, wine, of course, is served. The food, although it's supposed to be what we call spa cuisine, which means, it's supposed to be healthy and nutritious and so on, It doesn't mean you can't have meat, but make sure the meat is lean, right? Or fish. Fish is good for you, right? So, and then also trying to replace or substitute, bad ingredients with good ingredients that give pretty much the same kind of taste and, enjoyment for the people, who eat it,
Who are the main customers of a destination spa, whether it's in Thailand or even worldwide? Would it be somebody who's looking to convalesce after an illness, somebody looking to detox, somebody looking to rejuvenate and refresh from this busy lifestyles that we lead? And would even a couple or a family go on a holiday to a destination spa? Have you ever had people going on a holiday rather than from a wellness perspective?
Yes, because this is the thing about destination spas, which is really good. Okay, is that you're able to tailor make the programs to your requirements. So if you have a health problem, which doesn't really require medical intervention, why not? Because Chiva Som, they do have, doctors and nurses and so on, so there's that part of it. But if you just want to go there to just detox, cleanse yourself. The funny thing about Chiva Som is, or places like that, right, is even if you go for like a night or two and you don't really, become involved in the real structured programs, you do come away feeling cleansed. Because, you've been eating healthy food, good food, you've been exercising, you've been, participating, in all their health activities, And at the same time, you've got all these professionals around you helping you to make sure that you're doing what you should be doing. Why not? And yes, we have families as well. Although when Chiva Som started out, we didn't accept children below 12 because it's not a place really for children. But the thing with a place like a destination spa is that if you really want to see the full benefits, it's a place that you need to go back on a regular basis. You know how health is, it's long term. You can't just go there, do it one time and expect the results will last forever, especially after you leave and then you go back to your old habits. So you've got to sort of go, try to remember what you've learned at a place like a destination spa. Try to live along those ideals, right? And then come back to sort of get yourself checked again, to make sure that you are able to then continue with your healthy lifestyle.
Can somebody have a spa experience that's affordable?
Yes, absolutely. Why not? Yeah, I think you can. But then the question also is, are there no more destination spas in Thailand? Other than the two that I mentioned earlier. But then, of course, there are hotel spas which have become very much more specialized, offering very similar programs. I think, one reason why there may not be, that big rush to build destination spas is because the market really is very niche. It's a very, very niche market, and you have to know how to go after it, and that's why hotels and investors feel more comfortable in just building a hotel than adding a spa, which is what we see.
Has Thailand been leading the way in terms of spa offerings?
Before Chiva Som, before that big spa movement in Thailand, people go to Bali. Throughout that, especially when I was the president of the Thai Spa Association, we always looked at Bali as our main competitor. And I think even up to today, I don't think that I would say that the other countries are real competitors for us. Thai spa therapists are known throughout the world. And you'll see that lots of Thai spa therapists working overseas. Many spas overseas that open up always ask for Thai therapists.
If an investor was looking at building a destination spa, what advice would you give them? Do it or don't do it in today's market?
Well, first of all, I think you've got to be committed. You can't be an investor who's in there just to get money out of it. Yes. I think you've got to be somebody who sort of, understands this whole concept, about health, about wanting to make sure, the guests who come go away with results. Yeah, if you're committed and you really want to do something that, will help people, achieve their benefits and things like that, yeah, go ahead and do it. And I think it's really actually a very good business to go into.
With the wealth of experience that you've had within the spa industry, and now you've sort of stepped back a little bit, to crystal ball gaze, what would be your vision for the spa industry over the next 10 years? Is it bright? Do you see further expansion? Because, as you say, the industry has grown tremendously, and maybe there's saturation. Nearly every hotel has the spa included. What's the future of the spa industry? Do you think it's good, or are there more challenges? Is it a bumpy road ahead?
I think, especially with an aging society, and it's not just in Thailand, it's happening, all over the world, right? People are thinking more about their health. Preventative measures are getting to be more and more important. If you're wise, that is. While you have good health, make sure you look after your good health, right? And a place like, a destination spa helps to reinforce things, like this. So I think that, okay, sure, there's a lot of spas, but then spas have been going their own way as well. Some have been just doing, as I said, just more for the pampering side and so on. But of course, there's this term now called wellness, and wellness is very much in vogue now. Again, relating back to, the aging society. But I think there will always be, a good future for spas. But the only thing is you've got to make sure, that you know what people want, right? You sort of can look at, the trends, and I think, people want results. So as long as you're able to deliver programs where people come and they see, like, lose weight, stop smoking, detox, whatever it is, they'll come back to you.
Khun Naphalai, former president of the Thai Spa Association, thank you for being with us today. Thank you to Vimet Hospital for hosting the venue. And if you liked this episode and would like to see more, please give us the thumbs up and subscribe, because your health matters.